I'm building a tiny vacation home on wheels.
Shut up and sit down.
I am in Mississippi and there was no sign because I went through like a dinky small town. I'm now in the Clark Creek natural area and I'm so excited. This is a place that supposedly has 700 acres and 50 waterfalls. 50! 5-0. Like, I am so excited. So there's a few people here. I'm gonna find somewhere to park. Maybe park right here. And super excited. This has been closed all through COVID. Now it's open. So I'm hoping this lives up to the hype because I'm just super excited to be here. Like, you have no idea. So I'm gonna park right here. So this is the Clark Creek natural area and this is the sign above the restrooms. So, all right. Pay honor box before entering the park. Leave permit in vehicle. Okay, I'm not sure how to do that. Let's see here. I don't see any permit, but you know, I would get in for free anyway because I'm a veteran. Oh, I see here. Okay, the honor box. It's $2, so I'm gonna pay, you know, because we want to support the parks. So just go ahead and I guess grab one of these envelopes and then put the permit in your vehicle. Super easy. So yeah, unless you're under 5, then you're free. I wanna be a kid again. So this is what you get is one envelope and then the thing for your rear view mirror. And just put $2 in the envelope, write your name on it, write your name on the little thing you hang in your car and then put it in your vehicle. There's no pens, so make sure you have a pen. So I'm at the Clark Creek beginning of the trail. I'm going to do the Clark Creek Trail to Waterfall on all trails. It's 3 miles out and back, but there's a bunch of other trails as well. There's a loop. So I think I'm just going to walk to the waterfall and then kind of zigzag my way back through a bunch of other trails. I have probably about 3 or 4 hours here. I need to be out of here by no later than 5. So I need to be at the next spot by around 7 p.m. So this is nice. This is really nice. It's about 80 degrees. Not really too hot. I'm all geared up to protect myself from the sun. People are coming out soaking wet, so I'm assuming you can jump in. I'm not really jumping in today, but Harriette might like to if we ever come back. So a lot of this that I'm doing on my own is to kind of see places that she would like as well. There's a lot of kids here, a lot of families, so it's really nice for you to bring your kids, or you know, like if you're like the cool auntie friend like I used to be before I had my daughter, then I could bring your like cool friends' kids. So anyway, a lot of fun stuff to do. Imagine growing up here and you just get to like play in this area as a kid rather than like living in a city. So it reminds me a lot of when I was a kid. We had a bunch of forests around where I lived north of London. My school had a farm, so it was just a really kind of idyllic childhood that I had. A lot of climbing up. I got a lot of scars, like, you know, split my finger open when I was little trying to run away, you know, jump over stuff and play hide and seek. So yeah, all my battle wounds. Okay, so I'm gonna get going. The sun is in behind the clouds, so it's cooling down a little bit. So this is 3 hours out and back, or hopefully not 3 hours, 3 miles out and back, and then some other trails. So all trails is a good app to use. It's not always accurate, but it's good to like kind of keep your bearings. And then I track it on Strava. So there's also an improved trail. There's a primitive trail, which I've read is probably not good to do. And then there's, I think, just 3 big trails that are on all trails. So yeah, if at all you get lost, just follow everybody else, I guess. All right, let's go. you can also go down this muddy road here. So it's pretty steep down. I'm assuming we go to the bottom of the waterfall. And I guess the trail goes this way. There's also, like I said, some kind of dirt road. It's very clayey. Like when I was in Bogchito this morning, it was just kind of this red clay kind of ground. It was real soft. So I have hiking boots on, obviously. So just, you know, be mindful that you've just got to tread lightly, I guess. But yeah, I just saw the family pushing the stroller up. I was like, how'd I get that job? Just be in the stroller, let someone push me up the hill. Although there's like down parts, there's also really steep uphill parts. So you probably need grippy shoes. I don't think you could do this in Crocs like the guys on Angel's Landing and the guy barefoot in front of me. Yeah. Like I said, it's very clayey, kind of silty. So I'm going to the first waterfall. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. This is kind of fun. There's a bunch of arrows up there pointing in different directions. So yeah, there's supposedly 50 waterfalls here. I haven't seen any yet. I've been hiking for 5 minutes. So there's a primitive trail, which they spelled wrong. Pretty sure it's 2 eyes, 3 eyes in that word. So I might do that. I'm there, so I might go, I don't know, over this way, maybe up here to the first fall. And then when I do the second fall, actually the first fall, no, actually I went past the primitive trail, so I'll go back down there on the way back. Or I might just do a loop once I get to the end here. I can just kind of loop around and come back. So I think that's the trail I'm doing. I'm not quite sure. We'll see. Okay, that's pretty. Look at that. Wow. It's moving water. That's pretty cool. Okay, number 1, I got 49 to go. I don't think I'll find all of them on here. But you can climb up over there on the steps, I guess. Just don't jump off. Probably super dangerous. You know, the mom in me is like, don't go up there. Harriette would love this. The water's clear, but the ground is muddy. This is super nice. Where is it at? There you are. Hang on. There we go. The kid's like, Mom, put your hand in it. Ooh. Falling back. It's a little steep up here. We'll see. I don't know about this. No, this is nice. All right, next one. Okay, so you got to come all the way down here, and then there's a log that you have to walk across to see this waterfall. So I'm going to put my phones away and use 3 points of contact to get across. Actually, the last time I crawled across a log at a waterfall was when I was in Dominica, which was pretty awesome. This was the waterfall there. I think this is the wrong way. It's very, very muddy and very deep. So I'm going to head back. I think the rest of the trail's that way. If not, I'll just go back to the beginning and just do the primitive trail from the parking lot. I'm only a mile in, so... Oh, yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. This is gross. Oh. Oh. I don't want to get stuck. Yeah, so that's flooded over there. So I don't think you can go that way. It's supposed to go straight, which would be this way. But I guess there was rain. And it's very clayey. Look at my shoes are all gross now. So yeah, I guess you can't go this way. Probably why nobody was over here. So I think I'm gonna head back, look at the map, and then figure out the other direction to go. Yeah, the trail goes through here. Doesn't look like anybody's walked this way in a while. No worries, it's beautiful anyway. And it is a workout. You're going up and down hills. Yeah, up and down hills and creeks and things, and up and down stairs. So you do get your workout, even if you have 20 pounds of mud on your legs now. Okay, so I can get to the primitive trail a little bit further this way, over here. So let's try that. And it's primitive, meaning it's probably not maintained. Obviously, that side was all flooded out. So it's fine. I think in the winter when it's not so like muddy and gross, or maybe, you know, when it's not had a rain for a few days, I guess it would be easier to hike. But this really shaded a lot of canopy. So I assume it's always going to be kind of muddy over here. That's the way the cookie crumbles, and cookie sounds really good right now, actually. Would love a cookie. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Actually, I would love a cookie. I'd love something like some ice cream as well, because it's super hot. Okay, so now that I'm covered in mud, I'm gonna head back past the first waterfall, little road that goes off, little walkway, trail, that's it, and then head to the primitive trail. So once you go over this little bridge past the first waterfall, the little green sign, if you're backtracking to the parking lot, just go down over this bridge and then turn right, and the primitive trail, sorry, I can barely speak sometimes, primitive trail should be over here, hopefully, if it's not flooded out. Okay, there's a trail here. We'll see where this goes. I don't know about this. It might go through a creek. Okay, that trail went into the creek, so there's another trail down here before the second bridge, another footbridge, and it looks like it goes to the creek as well. So I can't have access to my all trails right now because I don't have any reception. So this trail also, I think, goes into the creek. And I don't see anything on the other side, so it shouldn't be too far. It should literally be over here. And I see tire tracks. So I don't know what that is. So yeah, there's nothing on the other side. So I'm assuming primitive trail should go this way. Where is it? I just want to hike through nature. Well, maybe it is through here. I see footprints. Maybe they just came down to swim in the river. Which is funny because it is clear, but it's like muddy. So yeah, so I guess, I don't know, I'll just walk across the river here and take a look. Maybe the primitive trail is only when there's no water. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't see anything on this side. And primitive trail, if it's a trail, it shouldn't be this dense. Like, it should actually be accessible. You know, it's like people that backcountry hike and backcountry backpack, even though they're not official trail, like they're official trails, but they're not like marked for the general public. You need permits and things. But they're considered primitive, like primitive camping, where you have to hike in like a mile or two, a couple miles with your gear. So I'm just walking across over here. I'm gonna go a bit further back to the parking lot and figure out what's going on. Maybe I can get some cell reception and then download the primitive trail map, or at least look at the comments on all trails and figure out if people were able to access it or not. So that's always good to kind of see where other people got on the trails. So all trails can be helpful. A lot of times their maps are not like super accurate, but it is good to have kind of that you know, like context of where you're supposed to go. But yeah, I didn't see anything over there. Is that a trail? Yeah, I don't see any primitive trail over there. Boo. Anyway, but there are more waterfalls if you're able to access it. So I still got time. I'm gonna find it. I wonder if they had flooding or something, because it's all kind of washed away. This is the trail over here. This is the wash, and that's the big ass staircase you gotta walk up or go up the muddy part. So I may just come back here another time. We did have some rain. We had tons of rain in Houston, which is why I left Houston. But I know they had rain last night in my campground. So yeah, I don't know if there's another way to like get to the top of the natural area, as it's called, Clark Creek Natural Area. Maybe if there's a way to drive around to another side of it, or just explore this area. I don't know. We will see. I think I'm gonna head to Alexandria, Louisiana. So this is in Mississippi, right on the border, like not too far from the border of Louisiana and Mississippi. So I think I'm gonna head back, go toward Red River, because tomorrow I'm doing the Wild Azalea Trail, which it's trying to redeem myself after my failed attempt at trying to do the 23-mile one-way wooded trail when my chain snapped. Okay, so I'm reading the review. So this review is for the primitive part of the trail only. I really wanted to hike this trail. This is last month. But honestly, I can't even call it a trail. I've seen deer paths with more obvious clearings. As there on Easter, the path just disappears. We wandered through the woods and then called it quits. Saw people hiking the opposite direction. All right, well, anyway, when it's cleared, you can see 50 waterfalls. So not a total disappointment. You can at least, you know, bring your bathing suit and swim. The water's like super clean. And I saw a couple groups of like youngins, millennials, I'm Generation X, I'm old. Anyway, some groups of like college kids and things with their towels and going over there to swim probably. You can't really jump off the waterfall, so please don't do that. There's like literally 6 inches of water at the bottom. So anyway, okay, I think I'm gonna head out and look for another park on the way to Alexandria, back into Louisiana. Maybe just do one more hike, or just go, I don't know, ride my bike. Actually, I'm done riding my bike today, but I think I'll just go find another place to kind of walk around, or maybe go grab some lunch. It's already 2:30 and I haven't eaten lunch yet. Just been snacking. So yeah, maybe I'll go find a good vegan restaurant in the middle of Mississippi. There's a challenge. I'll probably find, actually, if I find a Thai restaurant, which you can always, no matter where you are, you can always find like a Vietnamese restaurant, Chinese restaurant, or a Thai restaurant, and they always have tofu. So I can at least get some pad Thai, because I am hungry. Okay, so I got cell reception, and there's a bunch of waterfalls on this loop trail. So I'm going to see where this goes. I don't recall it like going off the way it did. I don't think it's a primitive trail though. It's only 2.8 miles. So let's try this. I'm going back down the way I just came up. This is fun. It's kind of like, where the hell am I going? Hiking trail. That's what I'm going to rename it. Where am I going? Okay, so I'm back at the first waterfall. There's a bunch of people here. So I'm gonna hike along the river. That's kind of what it says here. The blue dot. So I'm just gonna hike along and kind of do this this loop around and just see how far I can get. So yeah, there's little cobblestones here to like walk across, but my shoes are so muddy that a good wash would be good. So it's not, like I said, it's only like 6 inches of water. It's not very deep. So I think I'll do this and we should be golden. This is nice. I'm glad I came back. Always never doubt yourself. You know, always do a redo. takes you to the second waterfall, back to the staircase. So go up and over down to the other side and just continue following the river. And when the river forks at the end, you want to take a right. So this is the second waterfall. This is funny. Yeah, when you have no cell reception and you don't download the maps, you just kind of, you know, get lost and stuff. No worries, this is fun. And I still got a couple hours, you know. Rather than sit in my car for another 2 hours, I'd rather be hiking. Oh my god, I'm so happy there's a sign for the third fall, which is this way. That's 3 down, 47 to go. Oh, this is so cool. This is so pretty. Super pretty. Now, I would suggest wearing shoes that you don't mind if they get wet. The water's super shallow, but yeah, let's go to number 3. I think that counts as 6 waterfalls right there. That's absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna get a little closer. So I guess since I didn't hike the Narrows when I was in Zion, I just did Angel's Landing, I guess this makes up for it, and I don't have to wear neoprene socks or protective gear because there's no deadly bacteria here like there is in Zion. So this is pretty damn awesome. I am so glad that I kept going and that I kept the map going so I don't lose direction, because I have no cell reception out here. But you can navigate on all trails, even if you don't have the internet. It just kind of just like keep the page open, I guess. This is beautiful. This is a little difficult though. Like there's a couple steep inclines, like if you have, you know, grandparents or something and they're not like super hikers, might be a little difficult. Obviously a stroller, you can't bring it through here. You're pretty much hiking in this water the entire way, as you can see. But on a hot day like this, it feels really awesome, and it's super shaded. I mean, I could just walk over here too, like on this little bit that's not in the water. But you see like little remnants of people's like flip-flops and, you know, underwear and stuff that they lost along the way. So yeah, I'm so glad I didn't get in my car and keep going to the next spot. I'm glad I turned around and came back. So if you have a goal, don't give up. Always try to meet it. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. That's good. Okay, so I got to the turn and it says private property. So I guess I have to go the wrong way, stop, private property beyond this point. So I guess I go up this way. Yeah, that looks about right. I think this is where the primitive trail goes, is through the private property. Probably why the trail's not maintained anymore. I don't know. I mean, what a piece of land to own. Here we go. This is what I want to own. 50 waterfalls. Okay, I think that's 11 waterfalls I've seen. That's super pretty. Oh, a little deep there. Look at that. Super cute. This is awesome. I'm sinking actually. Hang on a minute. I'm sinking in the mud here. Let me climb up on this sandstone. I don't know. I should know my rocks today. I'm not really paying much attention. This is weird though. There's like little red marks like someone painted on these rocks. It goes all the way up. I'm not entirely sure what kind of rock it is. It's like red and yellow. Doesn't look like it's a plant or like fungi or something. But it goes the whole way, all the way through. And there's a little mini delicate arch. No, there's a boulder. It looks like a little crawlway. I guess if you like kind of the canyoneering stuff and all that, you could bring like a wetsuit and try to wade through it, even though it is only like 6 inches deep. And here is another staircase. So I'm now kind of at the next turn on the hike. So after this, it takes me back, and it goes pretty quickly on this part. So it probably took me about 5 or 10 minutes to get from the second turn all the way to where I'm at in the blue dot. So now I'm going north, and I'm going to make another sharp turn in probably about 5 minutes. It's very slippery though, and I'm kind of on the edge here. I should probably step down into the water. So there's another waterfall, number 12 or 13, I assume. I think it's on the other side of this this staircase. It says parking, but I'm quite far from the parking, so who knows? Who knows if that's another entryway? I don't know. But look, it's so beautiful. Oh, I'm so happy. This makes me happy. My heart is warm. My feet are wet. This waterfall's a bit hard to see because I came up this like massive hiking incline instead of along the river. But you would have to come up this way anyway, and it's pretty steep, pretty hard to get up. Like you have to scramble up there. I'm actually like resting my leg on this tree so I don't slip down. But anyway, there's another waterfall down there. Probably looks pretty big, probably about 20 feet. Hard to see though, of course. So as usual, the iPhone doesn't do anything justice. I'm about 50 feet up and the waterfall's right over there. So now I'm going to head back. I'm right here next to these two waterfalls. Where are you at? There you are. So now I'm going to head back, and that's pretty much it. That's about 14 or 15 waterfalls that I saw. So if you want to find all 50, not 15, then you can just kind of explore. And I think the primitive trail, which might be on private property, I'm not sure, I'll have to check it out and let you know. But yeah, I think this is definitely worth it. Clark Creek Natural Area, Mississippi. So if you're in New Orleans, it's only like 4 hours from New Orleans. Not very far at all. No frickin' way. Are you kidding me? Earlier when I was knee deep in the mud after seeing the second waterfall, and then I went back to the toward the parking lot, that's the what is it, like the Tonka truck. It's not Tonka truck. The digger that I saw on the muddy bit, which is just right there. So had I gone that way, I would have gone the opposite direction on the trail, which actually I don't think would have been as good. Plus you would end up at the beginning of the trail soaking wet, whereas now I've, dried off a little bit. But literally, like when you get to that muddy bit where I said don't go, don't continue, you can continue. You might not be able to get onto the primitive trail because, as we read the comments, it's not very well marked, but it does connect to the actual trail that takes you around to all the waterfalls. So don't listen to me. I'm just kidding. Actually, this is why I do travel research. So I, as one of the van lifer couples that I watch, they say, we do it wrong, so you do it right. Well, I just do it wrong. No, I'm just kidding. But no, that's why I do it. So I can check it out beforehand so that you don't end up, wasting time or getting discouraged or, thinking that travel might not be for you. So this is the muddy bit over here, which I think was caused by the digger rather than a flood. Maybe they're clearing it, I don't know. But either way, I'm toward the end of the trail, back to where the main waterfalls are, and yeah, back to the car. This is precisely why I did this trip, and I've waited like a whole year to be able to come here, and I definitely will be back again. And I think it's super fun, and I am muddy. Not too muddy, just the bit where I almost fell over. My feet are soaking wet, but I have Salomon hiking boots, which are linked in the description, and they are the best hiking boots. They have held up so well, and I had to go half a size smaller because actually, let me turn around, hang on. There, better backdrop. So I had to go half a size smaller with the Salomon because they didn't have any size 9, and it actually, like, they fit perfectly. So Salomon, if you want to sponsor me, I will wear your shoes and I will hike wrong until I figure out the right way. In other words, routes, not like hiking wrong, like I know how to walk. So anyway, I am hungry now. Where's that cookie? That's what I want. Oh, super pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna go back through the muddy bit. I think I just lost reception. Yeah, okay, now I gotta figure out, I just lost the map. So let me figure out how to get back. Just listen for waterfalls if you get lost. So here we go. And there it is. The infinite muddy scramble that I quit moving forward because of. Okay, rule in life, don't quit. If you have to be knee deep in mud to get where you want to go, be knee deep in mud. That's the lesson of life. Meaning of life, rules of life. That's just life. You will be knee deep in mud sometimes and it will be fun. Okay, I just pulled over for a minute. That was super fun. Now I have to think of another word for super, of course. So I have a Zoom call with Harriette. So my phone calls are Marriott when I do like voice dictation, and then it also thinks I'm saying a whole bunch of other words because it doesn't understand my voice. So anyone that reads my texts or like messages on Facebook is like, I think I understand half of what you said. I'm like, just think of it in a British accent and you'll know exactly what I was talking about. So I am heading to Natchez. I'm in Woodville right now, and I'm heading to Natchez, which is about halfway between here and Alexandria. So I'm going back, I'm staying in Mississippi, and I'm going to jump on a call on Zoom with Harriette, Marriott at 7 p.m. and then continue on to Alexandria. So I need to be in a big city or a big town for the Zoom call, just so it will work, because my hotspot doesn't necessarily work, and I might be able to find a Starbucks. So then I'll carry on. There's 2 national parks between either direction, between here or here in Alexandria. So rather than push on through, which will get me there at 8 o'clock, I will just be on the Zoom call and then go to Alexandria after that, and that's right by the Wild Azalea Trail. I also have to use the restroom, so that's why I pulled over as well, because I have a toilet in my van. So I will chat with you a little bit later, and yeah, tomorrow, Wild Azalea Trail.